Hi darlings, this is Christina and today we have a few new Dior goodies. So if you're interested, just keep watching and let's get into it. Okay darlings, so as you see, the beautiful presentation of this box. I mean, let me tell you something. Dior does not mess around with their packaging. If there's one thing I get from Dior, beautiful, different seasonal packages throughout the year. Like, I have them displayed all over my makeup spot. Like the Christmas one, they have spring one, and or was this Mother's Day? I feel like this was this year sometime. It was the beautiful butterfly, the beautiful mariposa. And then some years prior when I bought another Twilly, I have a few Twillys from Dior, I think just two. And it came in this beautiful blue Dior packaging. So like I said, I just wanted to show you, like, it's always different, it's always unique, it always feels so luxurious. It's very sturdy cardboard, and these colors, stop it. Like this pale lavender color with the gold embellishments. I mean, just for the packaging alone. I purchased 3 of the new Dior single eyeshadows. I purchased 3 different finishes. So I purchased the Rose Montaigne, which is a satin, Tutu, which is metallic, and I picked Coral Look, which is a glitter. I'll swatch them here. I'm going to show you a demo of them on my eyes and kind of tell you how I feel about these new eyeshadows. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer and we're going to start with the satin. So I will be using 2 primary makeup brushes. I'm going to be starting with the Rephr 16, which is my favorite one and done fluffy brush. And I will be using the Sonia G Smudger 2. So these are the only 2 brushes I'm going to use, and typically if I'm doing like a one and done look, these are the 2 brushes I go for. In between, I will clean with my Color Switch brush cleaner. It is still my ride or die. So sad that they don't sell this anymore, but if I find something on the Sephora website or anywhere else, I will link it in the links below. Okay, so they come in the new classic Dior packaging where the Dior letters are much bolder. Now these are made in France, have 2 grams of product, and have a 6-month shelf life. Now this is in 828 Rose Montaigne. It is a beautiful pinky color. I could not resist. So I'm just going to give you guys a swatch of it here. So it's got a beautiful sheen, a beautiful finish. I have swatched these already and they do feel nicer. I will say that the colors I selected feel nicer than the typical Dior quads. So that's Rose Montaigne. It is very light. I did think this was going to be a little deeper in color. It does come with this little brush here. Now I kind of hate that this is a 6-month shelf life, because are we really going to go through this much eyeshadow in 6 months? Unless this is your ride or die every day, even then I don't think you could finish this in 6 months. So I'm annoyed at that. I'm not going to lie. Okay, that's pretty. I think this would be pretty if it was just you put a little bronzer on the outer corner. This could be really pretty, like one and done. Nice beautiful pink color. This is a very pale pink, just so you know. I guess very similar to what it looks like. It kind of gave like a pinky lavender kind of shift it was giving me on the promos, which I'll show here. So I guess it is very similar to what it said. I guess I had an expectation of what that was going to look like on me, but if you are medium in skin tone, at least you can get an idea of how this is showing up. It's reminded me a lot of one of the colors from the, I did a video on it, which I'll link up here below, up top. The special edition homage to Dior and their house. I just can't remember it right now off the top of my head. It's not a palette I use regularly, so I will write it here what that palette was called. So that's Rose Montaigne, as you can see, colors there. Okay. Now I'm not going to put on mascara with these looks because honestly, that's going to be too much trying to take that mascara off. It's not going to, my eyes will be more muddy looking, irritated, and you're not going to get the best look possible. Now, the only thing I'm going to add is like a liner, and then I'll remove every shadow. But I figure with a nice tight line eyeliner, we can get a good idea of what this is going to look like. I mean, I will create more content with these eyeshadows, I promise. Right now, this is just so you can see how this will look on your skin tone. If you're like my skin tone, deeper or lighter, you can get an idea. So definitely if you're fairer in skin tone, this is going to be darker on you. I don't want to say it's not flattering on me, but I definitely can't wear this as a single shadow. I definitely have to put like some type of bronzer on the inside to make that work. Your bronzer. So let me just do this so you can see how this would best suit me. So if I just deepen the outer, I'm just going to do it on one eye so you can see how this would best suit someone with medium skin tone. Now do you see it with the bronzer and without it? Like this is the best way to use it. As you can see, this looks very flattering on my skin tone, where this one stands out very harshly. Even with the liner, this one is definitely going to be more of a wearable look for you if you just want to create a very beautiful, pretty, springy look, okay? Or pink look rather. Okay, darling, so now we're going to do the color 619 Tutu, and this is a metallic finish. So I'll put it right under the other Rose Montaigne. Let's do a second swatch. A very lilac-y purple color. Now we have a true like pinky peachy color. So I'm going to swatch that on the eye. Already I like this shade better. It definitely has more tones that work better with my skin tone, in my personal opinion. Like this one, I truly could use as a one and done eyeshadow. And if you're someone who's medium in skin tone like myself, you'd feel comfortable enough to wear it like that as well. And this is a metallic, but it's not extremely shimmery. It's got a nice finish. It looks like a sheen to me. But I think I like this finish better than I like the satin. I was very concerned about trying a matte shade because you know I don't like, if you guys follow me at all, you know I'm not a big fan of the new Dior reformulation. So I was like, I'm not gonna chance it. So once again, darlings, this is Tutu. The last but not least, we have 633 Coral Look, and this is in a glitter finish, darlings. Oh, I couldn't resist. Can I tell you, I already love this color. I swatched all of them a little bit prior to this video, but I didn't want to ruin them, so I didn't really swatch them too heavily. This one reminds me of the RIVAGE Chanel palette from the spring that is no longer available, but the thing I was most concerned about was that glitter shade. All the other shades, like, I probably could find in other palettes besides the blue one shade, but that glitter shade I ran through pretty a pretty significant amount of it, and this was giving me very similar colors, so I will do a comparison of those when I'm done. Guys, oh my gosh, I love it. So I can tell you already that this is my favorite shade of all the shades I picked up from Dior. Obviously, I have an affinity toward this color because it reminds me of that favorite color in the Chanel Rivage palette. And I thought that was such a special color. It's not an exact, but I think it's a very close match. So I'm very excited. Now this, you could absolutely do as a one and done shade. Because it is a glitter finish, I probably would still put something else in the crease, just like I do with that glitter shade from the Rivage palette. But I love this color. I love the tone. It's got a little peach, a little pink in here. So I'll show you a comparison in just a moment, but look at this beautiful finish. It's so sleek, it's so smooth, it doesn't feel patchy, it is just beautiful. So we have Rose Montaigne Satin, we have Tutu Metallic, and we have Coral Look, which is a glitter. And these are not going to be like your Pat McGrath glitters, so just know that's going to be a little more of a sophisticated look. Now with this one, I will finish things off. I will put my lashes, my liner, and have the completed look, give you a comparison of the Rivage palette, and go over my final thoughts about these reformulated Dior single eyeshadows. Okay, darlings, BRB. Okay, darlings, so this is the final look using Coral Look in the glitter finish. I did throw a little of the 51 Dior bronzer on the outer corner. I threw on a little of the Guerlain blush on Rose Clair, and I did put my mascara. I did use my new Tom Ford blush. What is this? It's the liquid blush. And guys, this is what I've been wearing the whole time in the video. I love this. If you can see, I don't have any other lip liner, nothing under here. I feel like the more you layer this, the more it will bring out your natural lip color. It is pH balanced, so it's going to give you your own specific lip color look. But it is so pretty, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try it on. Since I have a lot of neutral pinky colors, this would go really well. So in case you're wondering, this is what I'm wearing on my lips through the whole video. All my things that I talk about are always linked in the descriptions down below. Make a very small little incentive off of it, but if you ever feel so inclined, I do appreciate it. Everything I have been receiving, which recently I've been receiving some, I haven't received it yet, but for YouTube I should be receiving something for this channel in the next month. Being very transparent with you guys, it's not a lot, but every little bit helps me continue to funnel and put back into this channel, which is so great. I love to be able to continue to grow this channel and help explore new makeup and just continue to keep this going. What I did do, darlings, is I showed the Coral Look. I did wet the inner corner and a little bit here with like a setting spray to wet it to kind of give it a little more brilliance. This is the glitter shade without any wetness, and this is it with it. So as you can see, it's not very significant to me, like the difference in finish. And I find that if you're going to wet it, it's better to do it with your fingers. But now, as I promised, I want to show you guys the glitter look versus the Rivage eyeshadow. So I'm actually going to put it here, guys, a little easier. So I'm going to put glitter look here. We have the Rivage palette, and I'm going to swatch it here. Now the finish does feel different, like when I swatch them. I will admit the Chanel one is still creamier of a finish, but if you can see, very similar. The Chanel has more of a peachy white base versus the Dior that has more of a pinky peachy base. Both are nice. Both are nice on the eyes. Like I stated, I think the Chanel is just a little creamier, and I think you can see that reflected here. So what do I think about these single shadows? I think I like them. Are they a necessary part of your makeup collection? It really just depends. I'm trying to think of some of my favorite creamy shadows. I will say like the Guerlains are some of my absolute favorite eyeshadows to date. I do love the Chanel's as well, but I have to say I think Guerlain actually is a little bit more creamy, long wearing, very flattering on the eyes. It's a very consistent formula, where Dior and sometimes Chanel are not very consistent in their formulation. These all had different finishes, right? So I chose that specifically so you can see all of them together. Of the 3 different finishes, the satins, the metallics, and the glitter, I like the glitter and the metallic better. I feel like the finish was creamier, smoother, and I like the pigmentation. Maybe I like the satin better if it was in a better color for me. Like I said, I can make it work, but I definitely have to use something else with, which kind of for me defeats the purpose of having a single shadow, because I like single shadows for easy, quick, on the run, go. Like I don't want to think about it too much. I want to throw it on my eyes and go. And I feel like the one that I was able to do that the most with is definitely the Tutu metallic. It just had a really pretty finish and it didn't require any bronzer to make this color work, where both of the others did. And I figured with the glitter that was going to be the case. So do I recommend these shadows? Yes and no. I feel like if you are a person who likes single eyeshadows, I think they're nice. I think if I'm comparing all my single eyeshadows, I think Chantecaille has better options, to be fair. I really like their mermaid eyeshadows, but they don't have a lot of color options. So if you're looking for like a satin or a matte, I'm pretty sure you have colors like this already. Am I saying I don't like it? I'm not. I'm not saying I don't like it. I just don't know that you need it necessarily. Unless this is something specifically you're looking for, you're looking to include some single eyeshadows for the one and done idea. And when that happens, I feel like I didn't like anything but the metallic version for one and done on me personally. And I chose very neutral colors for that purpose. That's why I didn't do any bright, brilliant colors, because for me, I do single shadows to do one and done quick out of the door kind of things. And I feel like for most of the shadows I selected, it wasn't gonna do that for me. So that's the reason I'm not recommending them strongly to you. I think you know what you need in your makeup repertoire. I think we all have a lot of makeup already in our collections. And if this is something you're on the market for, it's nice. And you know, you're gonna get the beautiful Dior packaging, which is a whole aesthetic and feeling in itself. It feels very luxury. You feel like the price you're paying feels right, because you just feel, you feel so special and luxurious with the packaging. But I just still feel like the eyeshadows need work, because even the Chanel Rivage glitter shade is still prettier. Like, I love that I have an alternative, so maybe I will try to incorporate the Dior more into my routine, because if you saw, I purchased this maybe, when did I purchase this? I want to say I purchased this maybe a month or 2 ago, and you can see how much of this shade I have used. I'm hit some pan there. Okay, so you don't have to worry, like I don't have to worry that I'm gonna go through this in 18 months. I'm gonna go through it in 18 months, at least that shade, and I'm okay with that. Peau is coming out with some single cream shadows, so I will be reviewing that. But I will be reviewing more single eyeshadows as they become available, especially the Peau. I told you that I was going to review those. And then I will do a roundup of all my single eyeshadows. This is not a limited edition. This is in the regular collection. This will be in there for as long as they have them until they reformulate again. So it's not something you have to rush out and buy, which is nice. You can think about it. You can sit, you can think, you decide if this is something you really, really want, something you want to gift to somebody as Mother's Day is approaching. But I say all to say, darlings, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Are you interested in these single eyeshadows? I would say I like them better than the large palettes, the quads, because I don't know, I'm just a little bit tired of Dior quads, so I wanted to give them a try with their single eyeshadows. But tell me, darlings, what you think. Are you purchasing any? Are you kind of assessing and deciding what you feel about them? I don't know. I'm just so curious what you guys think. But darlings, I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I'll catch you in the next one.